Oil and Gas Investors' exclusive Premium Blend video series presents in-depth conversations with executives in E&P, finance, transactions, and technology. Why did you choose the Permian?
There's many prolific basins in North America, but I think more than any other, the Permian stands out because of its multi-horizon opportunity for operators to extract oil at very low and competitive commodity prices. So it provides a resilient resource basin with a tremendous amount of upside.
Where are Navigator's operations in the Permian?
Navigator is located in one of the few areas, most prolific areas of the Permian Basin in the North Midland Basin, where our pipeline and terminals traverse Howard, Martin, Glasscock, and Midland counties. We currently operate a main line that is approximately 250 miles in length and are finishing out our gathering systems that, once completed, will be in excess of 400 miles. Our primary terminal is located in Big Spring, where we're building out in excess of 500,000 barrels of shell storage. We have approximately 30 people there, approximately 30 people in Dallas at our headquarters, and then satellite offices in Houston and in Midland.
Can the core of the Permian keep producing with good results?
We think that it can. I think that what you saw at least in the short run with the immediate downturn was a little bit noisy because a lot of operators were pretty well hedged financially through the third and fourth quarter of last year and really into the first and second quarter of 2016. So we did see reduced levels of drilling basin-wide. However, I think in certain areas, what you saw was a high grading by operators, both of their capital budgets, not just in absolute dollars, but where those dollars were going to ultimately get deployed. So in our footprint, for instance, around Howard, Martin, Glasscock, and Midland counties, while we have seen I'll say period over period decline in Glasscock County, you have seen substantial growth in Midland, Martin, and in Howard counties. And we would expect that trend to continue. There's only two pockets, really maybe three pockets of the Permian Basin where that dynamic exists. And really it goes all the way over to the Delaware Basin in that Lee, Eddy County area where you're seeing a lot of good success from operators and kind of trending up into the right. And then in certain pockets in kind of the Midland and Upton and Reagan County areas.
What is your long-term outlook for the entire basin?
I think what we see is more or less flat aggregate production for, call it, 2016 and through 2017. And I think what we expect is that in the core of the core, we'll continue to see outsized growth, but those counties and the operators that represent that growth, I think, make up a disproportionate share of the total basin. And so that will only modestly offset the decline that we see in some of the areas of the southern Wolfcamp and in the Central Basin and less prolific areas of the Delaware Basin. So we're really looking at it as maybe low single-digit growth or flat over the next 18 to 24 months. Over the intermediate and long term, however, we do expect to get back on the growth train and really kind of looking towards a $60 to $70 crude price, where you see kind of some of the second tier areas of the basin become economic again. I think it's very easy to see outcomes where you're looking at 10% to kind of mid-teens growth basin-wide, which would be quite a day, and we're kind of looking through the lens and see that day happening kind of 2019 to 2021 timeframe.
How well is Navigator positioned for these long-term scenarios?
We think the asset is perfectly positioned. We've seen this resiliency in our area to a low price environment, and we've seen an increased level of activity despite that low price environment, which only puts us in an even better position to capture a lot of the upside as we see our core area grow, but as expansion opportunities will present themselves as some of these other areas become increasingly economic at higher WTI price points.
To stay up to date on the most recent Hart Energy videos, subscribe to our YouTube channel by clicking here.